Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show. Hey y'all, what's up? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of RAERAEs Review, where I'm going to be letting you know what happened on Married to Medicine, Season 11, Episode 15, my favorite reality show on the World Wide Web television internet. Now this is the finale. And I thought we was going to see a little more interaction between King and Dr. G, but Mr. Lunceford deferred all of the rest of their little tay-to-tay to the group, let the group decide and handle. Ain't that nothing? You mean tell me you can go ahead to the popo and file up a criminal complaint, but you can't talk to this man, not even over the phone, Zoom, anything, to straighten things out? Something don't add up. Again, telling me, you just doing things to get back at your ex-wife because of how she humiliated him and made him feel so real small down to the Key West. Sweet tea, girl. Everybody telling you the girl, listen. I understand that when everybody mostly people say something, it has to be true. I don't believe in that. Because I have a difference of opinion on quite a few things a lot of people have been talking about. Semicolon, however, comma. Girl, that video did it for me. I'm going to go back to that so-called Set Me Free video, thinking he's Sting and carrying on. I mean, Sting said it best. Mr. Lunceford, you again, and that box of quiet stuff is still in there after y'all got married back in 2023. According to this, now we know it's 2025 now. They recorded this show in 2024. You done dedicated your womb, your whole female reproductive system to this man, and you mean tell me another woman, his ex-wife's things, is still on the premise? I wish the heck, see, I think I've already said my piece on that, but it just brought me back to it. You mean tell me this man is still holding on to Quad? And she been let go. Let's get on to this episode, y'all, because girl, sweet tea. I know somebody in your family got to be telling you something similar. I know they got to be. They got to be. All right, so we're going to start off. Toya and Eugene, their 16th wedding anniversary party is on the way. She's down to the planning, making sure everything is going off without a hitch and showing her everything that's going to be going on. She's pleased, and she ain't trying to redirect nothing. She seems very, well, here goes that very again. Leave the very alone, Ray. She is pleased beyond measure, and so far, so good. All right. Now we see the Luncefords out to lunch, debating whether or not they're going to go to the shindig. Now, why did Greg get all upset when Sweet Tea called him her king? I mean, just the word king upsets Mr. Lunceford. That should tell you something, Sweet Tea. And you just ignoring the signs. I mean, right there. If the word king upsets your man to the point where he didn't even want you saying that word, that means he is not secure within his own manhood. That's what I figure. I hear chewing this apple, y'all. It's so good. I'm so hungry too. I mean, I'm just saying, can't no woman make me feel any other way than how I feel about me, baby. Just because we got into a whatever it was. I mean, come on now. He came on this show with his new wife, fronting and flossing. Why has he got to be insecure? Mm-hmm. I mean, you know, ain't no comparison when you can't compete where you don't compare, Mr. Lunsford. Maybe that's it. Anyway, the word king just roused him up to where he got to try and correct her. She's like, I know, you my king. Why? Ugh. Anyway, they keep talking about, you know, he don't feel like it should be up to them to try and fix it. First of all, you went to the popo. If you having any regrets in that, then that should be something you should be trying to fix. But apparently, if that's your fix, then that's your fix. So sound like you up in arms about making that decision. Because he understands how the fellas feel. The fellas don't have his back on this. And he feels betrayed. Well, maybe because you're doing the wrong thing. The man didn't touch you. So what's the point in going to the popo? Because he scared you? He's scared of me. I'm scared. So I want to file this complaint because he could have, but he didn't. What? He charged. So if a dog charged at you, are you going to sue the owner? Lord Jesus. Anyway, are we done with them? He just mad that they're not favored. And child, bye. We done with y'all. Next we see Toya. Again, checking out the party planning, little vignettes right here. Vignettes, whatever you want to call them. And then Jackie and Curtis getting ready. Why Jackie slapped Curtis? Playing, but yet and still that's physical domestic violence. Now something else Jackie guilty of. I mean, again, this apple's so good, y'all. I had to feed my soul. I had to get these hunger pains off. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Pardon my chewing, but there's no need to be hitting on your mate just because. Because next thing you know, we're gonna see child. Listen. At least he ain't in a DR right now. Because child. Is he still going to DR? Checking out his real estate investment? Mm-hmm. Why can't we have a trip to the DR so we can see what Curtis working on? Or how come we can't see Jackie taking a flight to DR to meet with her man for a cute little weekend? Huh? Huh? We waiting on that. We ain't seen every other reality show go to the DR, but Married to Meth. Why ain't Jackie going to DR? Anyway. Child, next we see Scott scaring the life out of contestant. Why he on that? First of all, he came out there like Prince, scrawling all over the floor. What? And then he came in some white get up. Now that looked better for the Georgianton, whatever, Bridgerton / Georgia, Bridgerton meets Georgia 16th wedding anniversary event put on by Toya and Eugene. Now, why he got on that wig? That wig looked like it's greasy. It smells. It's itching. That wig did not. First of all, when I watched Bridgerton, and believe me, I should have reviewed that show, all 3 seasons. Why, between his wig and Dr. Heavenly's wig, I don't know what was worse. Child, go back and watch the episode, y'all. Just tune in to last night's episode, child. And you will see what I'm talking about. Scott's wig. Oh Lord, it just looked like it reminded me of them birds that we used to see in the cartoons. Those are two crows. Slick back like he was on Happy Days. Child, just looking toe up in the head part. Mm-mm. No, sir. Then we see Eugene and Toya getting ready. Yeah, he had to tell her that Bridgerton was a fantasy and not reality. She couldn't believe it. She wanted to look it up just to make sure. Girl, shouldn't you have done that before you put this party on? So maybe you can have something to talk about. Mm-hmm. How about you start impressing people? And not with things, but real life importance, Toya. Do that for me if you don't mind, because this right here really ain't that funny. You borderline got that thing Portia got. I'm just saying. Child, hold on. Woo. Toya, girl, bring something more to the table than just stuff. Oh Lord. So yeah, next we got Quad and King discussing them going to the party and she getting ready and everything. And they talk a little bit about the Luncfords. They're putting more blame on the Luncfords than anything. Now, all four of y'all got a part to play, right? Let's just make it plain. You know, if it wasn't for Greg mouthing off, it would have not made King react that way. Now, of course, we all have our own, you know, integral brain matter that allows us to think for self, do for self, and you know, have some decency and order for ourselves, amongst ourselves, to ourselves. But you know, you can't just say that it's all the Luncer's fault because you didn't have to react that way, King. You could have just kept talking, but you rather, you know, use your brawn instead of your brain. So both of y'all have a part to play in that. So on that almost fight, you know, but you know, both of them seem to be blaming each other, but yet and still, King has taken accountability. And it got back to them that Mr. Lunsford has not taken responsibility. So I think they're more leaning on that fact, but it just sounds like the Quad and King are blaming Mr. Lunsford for all of this current debacle. But yet and still, we like Quad and King. We kind of like the Lunsfords, and hopefully they can come together. You seem a little bothered, you know, about the Popo report, and I don't blame them. Quad don't want nothing to do with them too, because it's putting strain on her relationship. It's putting strain on them being on the show. When you start to get litigious with things, you know, it's going to put strain. And the best thing to do is stay clear of the plaintiff, no matter what. And I don't blame them. Because if that was me, we ain't got nothing to talk about. I don't want to see you. I don't want to do with you. It is what it is. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. We can't talk about nothing. I don't care what you got to say. You can go on somewhere with that. I'm not interested. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna call Popo on me and then expect me to come back to you. And nah, I'm gonna say clear your behind until things are done with. Litigious things are done with. So next we got the Lunfords. Everybody wondering, are they gonna show up because they haven't RSVP'd? So they finally show up. And Letitia got in them same shoes that she been wearing all season long. I'm like, she ain't got no other shoes to put on. They kept production will read you for filth without saying nothing to you. The same shoes she had on in her confessionals It's the same shoes she had on when she went to the party. And they didn't really look like they belonged on Bridgerton. Even his wig wasn't put on right. She said she used got to be glue on his wig. Well, the wig looked like it was in the closet somewhere and they just put it on his head. I don't know. I don't think they really wanted to come. He looked more dressed up for the part than she did, but at the same time, we saw ball gowns, i.e. Simone, not really, Bridgerton style, but I really liked the how everyone came dressed for the most part. So yeah, the Luncefors came during the cocktail hour, so their time to be there was until 9 because 9:01, the Kimes and Quad and King were coming together, and the folks didn't want to be around other folks. So the messy report came. That's Lady Whistledown. And what she got going on, if you've ever watched Bridgerton, that's the What's Going Down episode of What's Going Down, what's happening around town. Like I said, episode 1, how Lady Whistledown was getting all the tea. This is pretty much called this report, or this little leaflet newsletter, is pretty much the tea on everybody. And they talked about the essential cast and, trying to sound like they're in the Bridgerton times, but divulging some tea about almost everybody on the cast. And they're like, oh, this is some BS. This is wrong. And I think Jackie ripped it up in front of Toya's face. Child, oh my goodness, Jackie. That was real hostile. I guess she found her voice through ripping up folks' papers, just like Nancy Pelosi did back in 2017. Remember when Nancy Pelosi ripped up homeboy's paperwork that apparently is supposed to mean something? Child ripped it straight up in front of everybody, right behind. I was like, all right, Nancy. Then her husband got clocked in the head with a hammer. Child, I wanted those two things related. Anyway, I hope not. So yeah, they're listening to so-called Lady Whistledown talking about everybody, and then ain't nobody really liking it. Then they see the fellas ask Dr. G about what he gonna do. But he gonna let the group handle it. First of all, why aren't you letting the group handle it? You're a grown ass man. Then we see Contessa trying to get the Luncefors to stay. They're like, no, we gotta go. It's time to go. And Contessa's like, well, why? If you want to stay, stay. First of all, Contessa, weren't you trying to tell heavily at episode 1, don't butt in, that I got this? So whoever already arranged this party already knew that they was leaving. Everybody knew they was leaving at 9 o'clock. Well, it was 9:02. It's time to go. So again, Contessa, mind your business. Walk them out. If you want to have a little more conversation, just let them go. They was there first. If that's what you want to, give them a little credit for. They made their appearance. Let them go. Period, Pooh. Stop butting in stuff and getting in the way. Folks is coming. And we ain't got time for no more mess. So Sweet Tea was like, no, I don't want to leave. But then Dr. G came in and pretty much contradicted everything Sweet Tea said, made her look like a doggone fool. And then they left. Ain't that nothing? Child, see, Sweet Tea, another time he made you look like a effing fool in front of everybody, but you want to blame everybody else for what's going on. Talking about ain't nobody really got your, like the group don't have your back. No, your man don't have your back. Just saying. Oh, Lord. Anyway, so the party starts more so with everybody else being there. They even tried to get Phaedra to come a little. They filmed with her. They show a little bit. Phaedra was like, nah, I don't want to go. Simone tried to address Phaedra. Phaedra pretty much had her back to Simone while she was talking to everybody else in their eyes and face. I was like, ooh. Simone was like, why don't you want to go? Phaedra was like, I'm not going. And again, had her back to her. Ooh, child. I guess that's why Simone in the preview of the reunion had a fan with Phaedra's picture on it, pretending to be Phaedra. Yeah, now you want to mock the woman because she had your back to her. See, Simone is very vengeful and trifling. Ooh. Don't like that woman at all. At all. She thinks she's the smartest person in the room, but she ain't. She's the most conniving next to her homegirl. Anyway, what else happened, child? Yeah, Dr. G wants them to help him bridge things with King. No, you a grown ass man. If you can go to the popo, you can go to King yourself. I would have said that anyway. Simone tells Quad Dr. G is embarrassed and can she coexist? Quad was like, hell to the no. Fellas talking to Quad. Wait, fellas, wait, what? Fellas is talking to King about everything, and he's just listening and receptive and hearing what they spoke with Dr. G about and Dr. G's response. And King's like, well, I'm cool with all that. Yeah. We can move forward. Again, they're coming to Quad. She ain't interested. She was like, I don't want to be around them. I'm done with them. I don't blame her. And she said, if y'all want to choose, that's fine. I don't need to be around. And Simone was like, we're a fractured group. And Quad was like, we've already been fractured. Just wasn't it last episode they was kumbaya in her backyard? What did happen? It seems like this lady just can't get right like dude from Life. I mean, that was it, y'all. I guess we're going to see the part 1, 2, and 3 of Married to Medicine, season 11. Child, I can't wait. 3 more episodes, and that's it. And my favorite reality show on the World Wide Web, television, internet. That was it, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. Don't forget to come back. But before you come back, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share if you haven't already. And I'll catch you later. Bye. All day.